All right. We have an appointment with a man who has been killing all kinds of people. We found a little hidey hole room in the library. We found him in there, but we just took a little powder to save. Get ourselves ready. All right. You ready to confront the man? The man doing the murders with the knife with the stone in it? I guess we're going to talk to him. Like, if he chose to stab us with that knife, I don't know if there's anything we could do about that. It's not like we've fought anyone or anything like that. Hello. How we doing? Oh, he's staring at that moon like a good villain does. Tell me, what's... Hey there. Hi. Hey, what are you thinking about? It's a romantic night tonight. Tell me what's on your mind.
よくここまで来られたものだ。
I've done well. I got up on that roof and it was windy, and then I found the other door and then walked down, and then I figured out which zodiac signs were on the backs of each of the bookshelves and put the books where they were supposed to be. It took Albert his entire childhood to memorize that. I did it in a few minutes.
言ったはずだな。私には彼女が、ジェシカの双子である彼女が必要だと。
Yeah, we heard the whole explanation.
何もかも遅い。私はもうここまで来て戻るわけにはいかないのだ。
Well, they call that the sunk cost fallacy. Though I guess when your sunk cost is that you've murdered all of your family and friends and acquaintances, it's a pretty intense sunk cost.
もうそろそろ時が来る。それまでおとなしくしていてほしかったのだが。
I mean, I gotta interfere. That's why I'm here.
仕方あるまい。ここで君の探索は終わりだ。
You will see about that. I summon the power of all my ghost friends that I've helped. I'm summoning them. I'm summoning them. I think I can do that. Can I do that? Can I summon the ghosts? Because I have nothing else I could think of here. Oh no, he has a knife. Like, I knew he had a knife. We knew that already. Oh, hello.
くそ、あの女め。一体いつまで待てばいいと言うんだ。
We'll use the power of time travel.
もう時間がない。
We've gone into the past. What's going on? Oh, it's her. Wait, do they not see me? Do I not have a physical form?
やっと現れたな。一体いつまで待てばいいんだ。ジェシカはもう長くない。
必要なものは2つよ。あなたはその1つを手に入れた。
I guess I'm just like a floating camera.
月よ。あの月が赤く染その時こそ双子の姉であるクリスティーナの命を石に注ぎなさい。機会は一度だけ。だけどそう先のことではないわ。
一体それはいつだ。もうこれ以上待ってなどいられるか。
安心して。ジェシカさんはあの棺の中よ。しばらくは持つわ。開けるときはこれを使いなさい。
Oh, a coffin opening tool?
これからは毎晩夜空を見上げることね。チャンスは一度だけ。逃したら。
I wonder how she convinced him that this would work in the first place. Seems like a pretty tall tale to have to tell someone. Oh. Did I vanish and maybe he got impatient and left? Uh-oh. The super blood moon. It's here. I guess I should look at things before I go. so many books here. I guess it's not important right now, though. Can I look at the moon? I cannot. I mean, we can see it. It's red. So I guess Albert had to leave because he noticed, uh-oh, room turned red. I gotta go. All right, where did that take us? Well, we got rid of the last angry ghost that we encountered. So right now there are no angry ghosts trying to kill us. So dark rooms should not be a danger. There's a portrait. I mean, it's a bit more than a portrait. There's like more in it than that, but oh, the joined room. Yeah, this week we were in this room early in the game, but there was like it said there was something blocking the other side of this door. All right, so that connects where we are to the first part of the house. But let's take a look around first and see what we find. Nothing down here. Just a hallway that only leads to a painting. And a dried plant. Anything down here? It's a table. Just for people to hang out in the hallway. Taking a look through the mirror, not mirrors, windows, I guess. Not much else to do there. All right. Important thing is that we're at the joined room. The kitchen. We had to get that pepper for the chef. Remember that? The bartender had the pepper. And to get the pepper, we had to learn how to notate music. I feel like that puzzle has got to be the hardest music puzzle I've seen in a video game. That was not something I would have been able to do. Can't walk through there. West Wing corridor. All right, this is going to take us back here. And Brian is still going to be out in the front hall. He's banging on that front door. Oh, actually, hold on. Let me go get the key to that distribution board. It's actually is that in this box or did I take it? Yeah, I must have taken it. Well, the lights are on here. I'm just thinking if I could turn the power on in that other room where the girl is, who gave us the hide-and-seek quest. We could talk to her and see if there's any ghosts left. Here's the jukebox. I thought I took a key before because I needed it for another hallway. It's still in here? Okay, it's not in here. It's not. I think both of the keys are in the box in the unicorn hallway. The hallway where I went through the unicorn door. I needed 2 keys to turn that on. I think that's where I don't think I got more than 2 at any point in the game. I think it must only be those 2. Anyway, the reason I was thinking that is because one of the remaining ghosts is in a room in this upcoming hallway. I wanted to ask her about hide and seek. It's this room over here. these lights are off. Oh, they're on now. Was that last box I put the keys in, was that like the master box that powers the entire house? Why do they have multiple boxes if one of them can supply the power to the whole... Hello.
ダニエルとカートとジェフとあとロー
There
ラ
are 4 of them. I think I got 3.
みんな早く出てきてよ
Pretty sure I only got 3. We can take a look. Yeah, sheep's gold coin. These are them. I have 3 of them.
あと3人も隠れてる
You want me to keep... Okay, one at a time? But I won't have the last one.
あと2人
Now, in the first game, there were multiple endings. And something that would determine what ending you got had to do with if you rescued all the ghosts. Being...
あと1人でおしまいなのに
this is a big old bumble. It's quite possible that we have missed ghosts.
あと1人でおしまいなのに
There's one more kid somewhere. There were a couple points in the game where I redid things, where it was hinted that I would not have been able to rescue a ghost. The first time was the bartender and the lady in the music room. The first way I got the pepper prompted the woman with the red hair to come in and say, hey, you can't save them now. So I redid that and ended up doing the music puzzle and saved both of them. And the second time was in the facility with the secretary ghost. I gave her sister's pen, and then she ran out of the room. And because she ran out of there, I would not have been able to rescue any of those ghosts in the facility. So I redid that and got them. But it is entirely possible that we will not have every ghost. And if we don't, I'll just have to go back and see what we can do.
もういない
Who's not where?
そうか
Soka.
もうあいつらはいないのか
Oh, do you mean the angry ghosts? I did calm down the angry ghosts. Okay, I guess I didn't need to like get him a gun or anything. I just needed to calm down those ghosts so he would no longer be in danger. And we got his ball. Going to memos. Okay, something that was pointed out to me. The red names don't mean they're updated names. It means they're women. The blue names are men. Red names are women. So when we looked at these a while back, I thought that red names meant updated. So there's a status. Kent is... Okay, he's from the beginning of the game. He doesn't count. Redheaded woman. Okay, so Brian Node, he's the guy we just saved. When the status says passed away, it means that we saved the ghost. That's passed away. Passed. Alive. Okay, dead. So dead... Well, we haven't... I don't think we've met his ghost. I mean, he did not die in the house. He died on the blimp, so I don't think these two... I don't think they're in the house, are they? Okay, so Carol is the girl who wanted us to go play hide and seek. Her status says dead. And in her case, she's a ghost. If we save her, it says passed away, but since her ghost is still here, it says dead. So that's how we can tell who has not been saved. That's passed away. Passed. Okay, that's the groundskeeper. Okay, he's dead. We saw him fall into the river. We have not seen a ghost. Oh, the fisherman. We should pay a visit to him again. He's at the facility. Passed. The guy underground? I don't Well, no, he was never a ghost. We never saw a ghost from him. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. Next one's Albert. We know he's alive. We just talked to him. Past. 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 Sarah Clancy. Right. We found her in Jessica's bedroom, and she said, please wake up Jessica. So if we wake up Jessica, who's in the coffin, and we now have the key to the coffin, we could go talk to Sarah and help her. Past. Edgar. Oh, he's the father. Yeah, he's the guy who wanted us to put the books in the library. He says that he's going to, as the head of the household, he's going to wait for everyone else to be saved. So he would have to be the last one that we can only get if we get everyone else. Oh, he's the last on the list. Okay. So there was girl playing hide and seek. There was Sarah who wants Jessica to wake up. There's Edgar who wants us to rescue everyone else. And there's one other child playing hide and seek. And we have never found that child. Oh, there's also the fisherman. There's the fisherman too. So we know of 5. We know of 5. Don't know if there's more than that. What I do know is that we are going to that coffin. Coffin was back at the beginning of the game. Let's see. Is it through the double doors down here? Yep, this would be the hallway. Yep, sleeping woman. Oh, not that. I got this stone in the lion's room. It might open that coffin. All right. Wakey, wakey. Wow, dramatic. Hello. Let's crouch here. You doing okay? I can't seem to click on you. Are you dead? Oh, okay, now something's happening.
ここは私はなぜこんなところに
Oh, I must have gotten blackout drunk last night.
そうだわ赤い髪の女の人が私をいけないあの人は人を殺して
He sure has. Like I have a list here in my memos of all the dead people. If you want to see them. Kids too. There's children on this list.
もう一つの魂湖
Clock Tower, huh?
閉じ込めたともうやめてこんなのは嫌よ
It might help if you told Albert that. Like, I think he needs to hear that from you.
早くあの人を止めないと
Alright. Just, no need to hurry, I guess. Take your time. Just keep going. All right, clock. Okay, so there was one part of the overworld map that was not filled in, and I guess that must be the clock tower. This certainly isn't an ordinary coffin. What's going on here? Can I lie down in it? Looks comfortable. Well, we can go talk to Sarah. She'll be happy to hear about this. I guess the clock tower is where the big end game is going to be taking place. So let's see. The bedroom we're looking for. I think it was down here. I think we had to go into the unicorn hallway, and then, let's see. That's the poker room down there. It's not that. It's the ballroom over here. Then there was the mask room, and then behind that was the room with it was the bedroom of the angry ghost. Alright, let's head downstairs. Housewife's private room. Then I unlocked this door back here. Housewife's bedroom. Yeah, this is the room. There she is. This is the room with the big fancy bathroom with no door on it. Man, this bedroom must stink. Hello.
ジェシカが。そう。これでアルバートも目を覚ますわ。
Wow. Out of here. Got her ball. All right. So now, there's hide and seek girl. We have not found the last hide and seek child. There's a father who will not leave until everyone else is left. There's fisherman. We could go talk to fisherman. He wanted to catch a big fish, and it didn't seem like we had the means to help him with that. I still don't think we do, but might as well go see him. Might as well save while we're here. But if we're going to the clock tower, I think it is the case that we have now gone through every room in the mansion. So, aside from these remaining ghosts, I guess the mansion is done. And if the mansion's done, and every other area we've been in is done, that probably means the only thing left is this clock tower, so it sounds to me like we are heading into the end game here. Give me a second. You know, I got this holy water at the church because I exchanged it for balls. And there's like a bunch of holy waters there. What does that do? Does that just like heal you, or... If we're at the end of the game, I figured I probably would have used that for something by now. Maybe it's just like a full heal. I want, yeah, boathouse is this way. Hopefully we don't fall into the void. Observe the boat. Come on. Okay, duck down and observe the boat. Gotta duck before we get into the boat. Okay, yeah, clock tower has now been added. But let's head to the chapel. Deposit our balls. I had to redo part of the game at some point, so I think in this saved game, I never got the record. So I have a ton of balls to deposit here at the church. They'll be so impressed here. I have so many. This water is pretty golden here. Mysterious colored water. I guess that's where the holy water comes from. I mean, why do we need the balls then? Can't we just, like, bring, like, a gallon bottle and just fill up? Ho, 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 Santa's here, and he's got plenty of surprises in his ball sack. Take them all! Remember that bit from Peeb where you have infinite bananas and feed them to the Monkey King? I don't know, I just thought of that, but it's instead of bananas, it's balls. You have 10,000 balls. Take them. They're yours. Shoes. Shoes of the ancients. Would ancient shoes be any good? Like, is that something that would actually be better than modern shoes? Can I really only take one thing? No matter how many balls I had when I deposited them. I guess if that's the case, it does not pay to save up your balls. You want to come here every time you get a few balls, and by doing that, then you have multiple opportunities to take things from the shelf. That seems like an odd thing. Well, let's see what this is. These were laced together with the fibers of plants that have healing properties. Oh, no, they weren't. They were not. I'll wear them, though. Do they restore my health? What did I don't know. Oh. So, let's take a look at the stained glass window back here. Yeah, that's almost done. There are indeed 4 remaining shards. So, yeah, those are the ghosts we know of. There's Father, there's Fisherman, there's Hide-and-Seek Girl, and the final Hide-and-Seek Child. Those are the 4 remaining. So, there's not like a mysterious 5th one or anything. We will pay a visit to Fisherman before we go to Clock Tower. See if he's got any updates for us. To the ruins. The fisherman should be at the dock. There he is. Oh, did he catch something? I think he's holding a fish. Yeah, he caught something. I guess he just needed some time to do it. Hey, what you got there? What? That's a fish. That's like a physical real fish. I guess ghosts can do that. They can just hold that.
ほれ、見てみ。大物じゃぞ。
It sure is.
あの男の驚く顔が目に浮かぶわ。
Oh, that's all he wanted. He's gone. And that's it. We got his ball. So that would leave 3 ghosts left. But doing that, yeah, the fish is gone. The fish went to the afterlife with him, as did the fishing rod. So getting the remaining ghosts would be totally dependent on finding the final hide-and-seeker, which we have not seen. And I guess he could be anywhere in the mansion. So we're just going to go to the clock tower. We didn't find him. I guess we didn't find him. Let's see what I wanted to look at. Yeah, there we go. Middle of the map is now filled in. We have arrived on Clock Tower Island. That seems like an inconvenient place to build a clock tower. Why would you do this? Well, Albert wants to finish his plan, but Jessica should be on the way to try to stop him. What will he do when Jessica tells him that she doesn't want him to do this? How will he react? He sacrificed everything for her, but she never wanted this.
まだ私を追うのか。
Yes.
君の努力は認めよう。だが、それが報われることはない。
I got rewarded. I got plenty of balls. Check out these shoes. I exchanged all my balls for these amazing ancient shoes.
見えるだろう？赤く染まったあの月が。
Mm-hmm.
ついに時が来たんだ！
All right, there he goes. Well, we should follow him, but first of all, I guess let's take a circuit around. Doubt there's anything around here, but, you know, we're just gonna look. Oh, there's like a back door. Oh, okay. Maybe that's where we're supposed to go in. Maybe he locked the door behind him.
私の邪魔をするな
But that's what I'm here to do. Oh, we can move? He's shooting. Oh, he's on that elevator. I see him. We're keeping up. We're keeping up with him. Fancy Clock Tower. Not one, but two elevators. It's an elevator. Sure is. Alright, let's take a look around. Guess he got here a little bit before we did. Not entirely sure why I'm doing that. Oh, are we going to use it as a platform or something? Or did we get it out of the way of that okay, yeah, there's like a ladder over there. We're going to stand on this giant gear. Oh no, there's a ladder over here. We're going to get on this. Uh-oh, he's taking aim. Fortunately, all those years he spent memorizing which zodiac sign was on which bookshelf does not help him. Does not help him here. I'll find that skill set is going to be useless. Elevator. Fancy. Hey, we found our girlfriend. She's been here the whole time. Well, he's on his way. He's got a gun. Yeah, that should be him now. Ow.
言ったはずだ彼女は渡さない邪魔をするなら死んでもらうしかない
Oh, from behind.
ジェシカなぜここに
アルバート、もうやめて。
ジェシカ私は母と同じ君が消えて 一人だけ、私だけ、残され。
Speaking of which, his mother's ghost gave us a flower? Oh, I guess he's dead now.
アルバート。
He probably would have liked the flower. We may have saved a bunch of ghosts, but we were not able to save their murderer. Makes you think. It's been 3 years since then. After she ended the life of her own husband, Jessica Clancy never left the mansion. She silently closed her eyes by Albert's side for the last time. After some time had passed, Christine and I got married. We've never spoken about what happened at that mansion. It's all behind us now, but even so. I'm not sure why, but I still can't shake this feeling of dread. Because the soul stone that Albert had with him, it was never found anywhere near his body. Turns out the babies are the stone? Is this a Resident Evil Village situation? I was exposed to the stone, both of us were exposed to the stone, so when we had kids, they became stone babies with evil powers. I'm just going to make that up and say that's probably the case. Okay, so we were not able to save Albert and Jessica. They died in the clock tower. And I like that statement that it's been 3 years and we've never spoken about what happened there. Like, I don't know. If I was Richard, I would be like, ghosts are real. I met all these ghosts and they were like attached to the living world because there's like one final thing they needed before they could pass on, and then I helped them out and got their ghost balls. And like, I'd be concerned about that because I'd be like, what if when I die, there's like one final thing that's keeping me here, but there isn't like a guy walking around who can help me out with that? Like, am I going to be reliant on that there's someone walking around helping out ghosts to help me out? Because I don't want to be reliant on that. I want to guarantee that when I go, that someone's going to be there to just do whatever that one thing is I need, and then I'll give him my ball. Oh, thanks to the Echo Knight fans. Couldn't have been done without you. Like, it's a very concerning thing. Finn. 1999 from Software Inc. So yeah, I mean, I think that these two, Richard and Rebecca, was her name? Forget. I think it's what her name. You think that these two would have a lot to talk about now that we have confirmation that the afterlife exists, and that if you want to move on to the afterlife, you're going to need someone to, like, I don't know, help you catch a fish, or help you find the other kids that are playing hide and seek, or like put on a lab coat and say that you can leave work now. Wow, I got a B+. Only average. Only average. I don't know what these points represent. I have 238,583 points. What does it mean? I don't know. You know, some survival horror games, like, you know, Silent Hill, give you pretty comprehensive stats when you beat the game. I don't know what this means. I don't know how to interpret it. All right, and there we go. From Software. From Software presents. Well, that, of course, was one ending. There were ghosts that we didn't save. and loose ends that were not tied up. So I assume there must be a way for there to be a better result, because we were not able to save Albert and Jessica. We never actually used that flower that Albert's mom gave us. Remember that? She was growing a flower. Then we went and got a bag of compost and used it to make the flower grow. And then she was like, show this to Albert. It should make him happy. And gave it to me. I never used that thing. So I can only assume that if we get a good ending, if we save all the ghosts, that we'll be able to get a good ending. And maybe we'll actually be able to save Albert and Jessica. Also, the woman with the red hair did not show up in this ending. I'm still going under the assumption that she's Satan. Because, I mean, who else is she going to be? Maybe she would play a bigger part in the good ending? Possibly. Remember how Echo Knight 1 ended? The entire ocean liner was teleported to heaven. Like, not just all the ghosts, but the entire ship being pulled up to... The clouds opened, and the big heaven tractor beam came down and saved the entire ship. This game did not have that. But then again, we have not seen the good ending. Who knows? Maybe the entire mansion gets pulled up to heaven. Who can say? And where did the red stone go? The red stone was never found, and is probably inside of our babies somehow. If I remember this right, in Echo Knight 1, when you get the good ending, when you save all the ghosts, Satan offers you the stone, and you have to turn it down, I guess, to get the best ending. Would such a thing happen here? Would the lady with the red hair offer us the stone? Would we have to stick to our principles and our morals and say, nay, get behind me, Satan, I will not take your stone? Something like that? I don't know. But actually, let's look at this intro here. We're at the library. That's the beginning of the game. Book falls down. Uh-oh, mansion and book. I gotta go to that mansion. Gotta find ghosts there. There's the mansion. There's the bridge that leads to the coffin. See, all these things take on new meaning now that we've played the game, and we recognize all these scenes. There's Jessica's coffin. And then there's the lady with the red hair, and that's Albert, I would assume. And they're looking up at the clock tower. Strikes 12. Here comes the super blood moon. Yeah, we all know. Now we know what all these scenes mean. But what we don't know is what is the true ending, and where do we find that one final child, the one final hide-and-seeker. Because if we found the final child, we would then be able to go to the girl who gave us the quest to go play hide-and-seek, and I guess we would get her ball, and then with every other ghost saved, we would then be able to go to the father and save him and get his ball, and that should mean we have all the ghosts. All the ghosts and the stained glass window would be completed, and I'm guessing that's what we're going to need to do that to get the good ending. And, well, since, of course, I went through this entire game and never found that last child, I'm just going to have to look up where that final child is. Going to have to redo some stuff, I'm sure. And, as we continue on with Echo Knight 2, we're going to see what this other ending might be, what happens when we finally do get all the kids. Not all the kids, all of the ghosts. Some of the ghosts are kids, not all of them. What happens when we get all the ghosts and then go to the clock tower to confront Albert? What will the final true ending be in Echo Knight 2? Will we be able to save Albert and Rebecca? I mean, Albert has murdered many people, so, you know, saving him is kind of meh. It's kind of hard for him to be like the, tragic kind of villain where, maybe he could turn over a new leaf considering how many people he's murdered. Like, all of these people. He just killed all these people. There's so many of them. There's a bunch of kids in that body count, too. So I don't know about a happy ending for him. Maybe. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens as we continue on into, I'm guessing, the final part of Echo Knight 2 for the true ending.